Optimizing the reasoning agent by the AG2 team. Hi guys, this is a follow-up video from my video yesterday that I published about the reasoning agent. I'm going to show you what exactly is the reasoning agent, and then I'm going to share with you a few tweaks that I'm going to implement based on my first impression. I believe that these tweaks can be powerful and can yield great results. In general, I feel that this reasoning agent is a huge step forward in terms of using agents, reducing hallucinations, and actually baking in more QA, quality assurance or quality control into agentic frameworks. So let's dive deep into this. First of all, if you guys don't know what is the reasoning agent, I highly recommend that you check out this blog post by the AG2 team. Basically, the reasoning agent is a group of agents that when you propose or ask them a question, the process that happens is basically there is a thinker agent that is going to think about what is the best approach to solve the problem that you asked. Then there is a grader agent, which is basically going to provide a score on different alternatives of solution that the thinker agent proposed. And based on the top alternatives, based on their grade, the thinker agent is going to provide best steps for the most relevant trajectories or the ideas. And this is just a repetitive process in which eventually you get a trajectory and a list of steps that, based on the grader agent, which is basically an LLM connected to the conversation, is most likely to yield the best results. So to simplify it, it's kind of like the chain of thought in which you ask an LLM a question and then the LLM thinks step by step exactly what would be the best route. But it's actually better than a chain of thought, because instead of having just one line of you provide a prompt, you provide the input and you expect the output, and in between there is a chain of thought, which is a linear process. In this case, this process isn't linear. It's like a tree of alternatives. Let me see if I have here, if they have an illustration. They have an illustration in this research paper, which is also highly recommended that you read if you're interested in technical stuff. So this is a simple chain of thought, and this is the tree of thought, which is being utilized by the reasoning agent. So you provide the input, then the reasoning agent provides a few alternatives. The grading agent is going to grade each alternative, and based on the most relevant alternatives, we are basically going to reiterate the process until we have the best output, which is, let's say this is the first step, this is the second step, which was selected from all the alternative second steps, and this is the third step and the output. Again, I don't want to dive too deep into this because yesterday's video was exactly about this. This is the video that you should check out if you want more context, AI agent that produce better results. I'm going to share the link in the description. Anyway, so what I did yesterday, I tested different business use case. We covered what is the reasoning agent. And I saw that the grading agent is currently operating on a scale of 1 to 5. And I kind of felt I had this observation that the grading agent very often gives a high grade to any alternative that is provided by the thinking agent. So basically, let's say I ask the reasoning agent to provide a great headline for a sales page. It provided 4 alternatives, and then the grading agent was supposed to give a score on a scale of 1 to 5. And I noticed that it very often gave a high score, so 5 or 4. And I would like it to be more skeptic and more critical. So I went into the code base, which is open source, and I looked for the system prompt that the grading agent has. And this is the system prompt. This is the original system prompt. Let me show you grading Okay, rate the thinking trajectories for score 1 to 5. 1 is worse and 5 is best. And then I said, and we have here, rate the quality of the reasoning path using the grader agent. So I thought, okay, what is the best way? What would be the best prompt to get the best results from the grader agent, which basically needs to score the proposed ideas that are being proposed by the thinking agent. So first of all, I thought, okay, why not create a scale of 1 to 10? So I asked Claude, how can I prompt a large language model to give a score of 1 to 10? I wanted to be very critical, not giving scores easily, but I used text to speech here. I mean, speech to text. This is why this looks a bit funny. And I said, I prefer having tough love. So Claude proposed, here's an effective way to prompt LLMs for tough scoring on a scale of 1 to 10. Please evaluate X on a scale of 1 to 10 using these criteria. 10 is absolutely perfect with no room for improvement. 8 to 9 is exceptional but with minor flaws. 6 to 7 is good but with clear areas for improvement. 4 and 5 is average, meets basic requirement. 2 to 3 is below average and 1 is poor. Please be highly critical in your evaluation. Default to lower scores unless excellence is clearly demonstrated. So I like this prompt and I wanted to combine it with the original system prompt. And this is the prompt that eventually I decided to go with. Rate the thinking trajectories for score of 1 to 10. 1 is worse, 10 is best. Being highly critical and skeptical, where 10 requires absolute perfection. 8 to 9 shows exceptional but flawed thinking. 6 to 7 indicates good but improvable reasoning, etc., etc. And then I change the code base here and I change the prompt for the reasoning agent, as you can see here. So this is tree of thought grader, the name of the agent, and the system message is rate the thinking trajectories for score of 9 to 10. Basically copied and pasted what I just showed you. Now, I did one iteration and I wasn't sure if it's good enough, so I decided to explore more about different ways, different methods of scaling. And I use perplexity for this. And basically what perplexity said is, I asked it, what are the pros and cons of different types of scale of 1 to 5 processing output, or a scale of 1 to 10, or a scale of 1 to 100. And basically what perplexity said is as follows. Scale of 1 to 5, the pros are simplicity and clarity. The 1 to 5 scale is easy to understand, making it accessible for respondents, assuming that we are using human beings and not LLMs. It allows for quick responses without overwhelming them with choices. High response rates, so due to its straightforward nature, surveys using a 1 to 5 scale tend to have higher completion rate. Neutral option, the scale often includes a neutral midpoint, free, enabling respondents to express ambivalence without forcing a choice. The cons is, first of all, there is limited nuance. The scale may not capture the full range of opinions. This is what I felt initially when I asked the LLM. When I used the grading agent, I felt that it always gave 4 or 5, and there is a huge difference between, in my opinion, if we use a scale of 1 to 10, there is a big difference between a 9 or a 10, which, let's say, the corresponding 9 would be like 5, and also 10 would be 5, or 9 would be 4, it depends, but you get the idea, it's more nuanced. And so there is also potential for misinterpretation. So respondents may interpret the scale differently. Now, in the scale of 1 to 10, there is greater nuance and flexibility in analysis, so it would be easier to, after we get the whole trajectories that were created by the reasoning agent, it would be easier to analyze them because we have more data points. It might create a cognitive overload because more options can overwhelm respondents. I'm not sure if it's relevant for an LLM, so I'm not so worried about this. And increased variability, the wider range can introduce greater variance in responses, which I guess depends, but in many cases it would be good. Now, in terms of a scale of 1 to 100, there is a lot of precision. So a 100-point scale offers the highest level of detail, allowing respondents to express their opinions with great specificity. But on the other hand, it might create complexity and confusion and create survey fatigue. Not sure if it's critical when using LLM. So this is kind of a summary table. And then I wanted to read some research about this in Google Scholar. And let me show you the bottom lines of this research. In this case, I used GPT-4o. Let's close this. Okay, so I asked it to summarize this research paper. Going down. Okay, so one study explores how the inclusion and placement of neutral middle category. Likert type is a type of survey. Basically, is those surveys that when you have like a psychological research, you have like, let's say you have five alternatives, and one is strongly disagree, 2 is disagree, 3 is neutral, 4 is slightly agree, and 5 is completely agree. Let me show you an example. They had the scale here. So this is a Likert scale. And you can do this with different points. So 2 points is disagree or agree. 3 points is disagree, neither agree, and like the middle is neither agree nor disagree. And the 3rd point is agree. If we take it to the 11 points, we have very strongly disagree, disagree, mostly disagree, slightly disagree, neither agree nor disagree, slightly agree, mostly agree, strongly agree, and very strongly disagree. So you can imagine that each of these types of scales can yield different results. This research was done on human beings, but I assume it would be relevant also for LLMs. So as I said, here's the summary. So key findings include distortion due to the middle category. When the neutral option was placed in the middle, the rating scale did not function properly. Categories did not show the expected progression, making it difficult to interpret respondents' true positions. They saw an improved measurement without a neutral middle category. So removing the neutral category entirely resulted in cleaner category structures and more meaningful measures of the underlying construct. And there is very often a misinterpretation of neutral responses. So the study highlights that neutral or not sure options may be interpreted in multiple ways. So lack of opinion, unfamiliarity with the topic, or genuine neutrality. So this is important, and when using a grading agent, I think this is something that we need to keep in mind, because I understand that some of you, assuming that you are still with me, might be thinking, most of you who just think that I'm overly obsessed with the grading agent probably already left the video. But in my opinion, if you're still here, you might be curious why I'm so obsessed about the grading and the grading mechanism. It's because I think that reducing hallucinations and adding quality control into the agentic workflows is top priority when building automations, assuming that we want to remove the human in the loop element. And this is why I think that while I'm not sure how much thought was originally baked into like the system prompt of the AG2 grading agent, although the AG2 team guys are very smart, way smarter than myself, and whatever they're doing is very innovative and smart. I would like to figure out how we can utilize the grading agent in the best effective manner, because I think once we have a great evaluation process, whether it's using the agent critique or agent eval that was proposed by the autogen team back in the days, or by using the grading agent. I think that when we nail this down, this could be a huge breakthrough. So this is why I'm so obsessed with the grading mechanism. And this is another research related to this. That wasn't interesting, but this one is interesting. Let's go down. Okay, so that article examines how the number of points on a rating scale affects the reliability, validity, and usefulness of survey responses. It reviews commonly used scale lengths ranging from 2 to 11 points and explores their implications for data quality and respondent preferences. So the key findings were reliability and validity. First of all, generally increasing the number of response options enhances reliability and validity to a point. Several studies suggest that 6-point or even 7-point scales yield more reliable and valid results than shorter scales. So this is very interesting. So it might be worth changing the grading scale of the grader agent to a scale of 1 to 6 or a scale of 1 to 7. Respondent preferences. While respondents find very short scales quick and easy, they often prefer scales with more options, such as 7 or 10 points, to better express their feelings. So here we are not necessarily dealing with feelings, because we are dealing with an LLM. I'm not sure what is what would be the behavior and what takeaways we can take from human behavior and project on agentic or LLM behavior. But I see here as well that 7 points might be like the sweet spot. Optimal number of points. Research commonly shows that 5 to 7 points scales strike a good balance between ease of use, respondent satisfaction, and the accuracy of measurements. Scales beyond 7 points may not significantly increase measurement quality and can overwhelm respondents. And odd versus even options and midpoints, including a neutral midpoint, e.g. in a 5-point or a 7-point scale, allows respondents to express neutrality and can improve measurement by not forcing them into agreement or disagreement. So my takeaway from this, and obviously it isn't tested, that 7 might be the sweet spot. Anyway, moving forward, I mean, this is just food for thought. I wanted to demonstrate, first of all, my thought process, and second of all, that we shouldn't, whenever a project is open sourced, we shouldn't take anything for granted. And if we want to get great output, it's very important to dive into the code and reading like the system messages, the prompt that are being used for the agents. And in my case, I decided to go with this prompt initially, which is a scale of 1 to 10, but I will change this afterwards and see if it changes the response. And obviously this is I tried it here with a subjective question, so it's not necessarily going to yield an output that I can say, okay, this output is better. But what I did here is I asked the reasoning agent the following question: what's the best way to convince a business owner that AI agents are useful? And this relates to what I shared yesterday in the video, that I have a few friends of mine, business people, that say, okay, AI agents are just hype. I don't see them being used. And there is something to that. I understand their perspective, because there is a misalignment of expectations. Sometimes many people expect the agents to come and solve all their problems, but this is incorrect. We need a human in the loop, at least for now, when the models are not, we didn't achieve AGI, and we need to provide better prompts and better workflows for the agents to succeed. So I wanted the reasoning agent to provide me with an interesting trajectory or a way to convince business owners that AI agents are useful. And this was the response. And this is basically how the reasoning workflow works. And I dived deeper into this yesterday. But just very quickly to show you how it looks like. So it offers a few alternatives. So 4 alternatives. One option is conduct a needs assessment by asking the business owner specific questions regarding their pain points and areas where AI could add value. The second option is prepare the tailored presentation that outlines successful case studies of AI implementations in similar businesses. The third alternative is offer a demonstration or trial period of an AI tool relevant to the business to showcase its practical benefits. And another alternative is develop a cost-benefit analysis highlighting potential savings and increased efficiency that AI can bring to their operations. Then we have the grader, which is taking each of these alternatives and giving it a grade. Here you can see that for the first alternative, it gave a score of 7. And then it provided like the reasoning behind it. For the second alternative, it gave a score of 8, provided the reasoning behind it. Then for the third alternative, it provided a score of 9 and the reasoning behind it. And for the last alternative, it provided the score of 8 and the reasoning behind it. And then it took the two most promising alternatives and it provided more steps for each alternative, going deeper and going downwards in the tree, like this, going downwards in the tree. Every time was the new scoring scale of 1 to 10, until eventually it provided the output, and this is the output. So to effectively convince a business owner that AI agents are useful, you could follow these steps. First, demonstration or trial period. Start by offering a live demonstration or a trial period of an AI tool that is relevant to their specific business needs. This hands-on experience can help showcase the practical benefits and capabilities of the AI agent in real time, making the advantages more tangible. The second step is a follow-up and feedback. After demonstration, schedule a follow-up meeting to gather feedback from the business owner and their team. This will not only show that you value their input, but also provide an opportunity to address any concerns, discuss potential adjustments to better fit their workflow, emphasizing the adaptability of the AI tool. Then case studies and testimonial. To further solidify your argument, present case studies or testimonials from similar businesses that have successfully integrated AI tools, highlight the measurable benefits that they experience, such as cost reduction, increased efficiency, or enhanced customer satisfaction to reinforce credibility and demonstrate the potential return on investment. By following these steps, you can build a compelling case for usefulness and advantages of AI agents in their business context. So that was the bottom line, as you can see here. Yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. I gave you the demo and we are moving to the conclusion. So first of all, I shared with you what the LLM or the reasoning agent believes would be a good way to convince skeptical business owners about the usefulness of AI agents, but that wasn't the main goal of the video. We dive deeper into the grading agent, which is part of the reasoning agent, the tree of thought process that I covered in yesterday's videos, in the video of yesterday. I think that once we optimize the grading process and the QA process of the agentic workflow, we will have way better results. And this is something that I would like to focus on in my exploration. Again, I don't think that we should take anything for granted. Whenever we can dive into the source code and make adjustments based on our own use case, change the system prompt, change different elements in the agentic process, I think that we should do this until we get the best output. Again, automation or building AI agents isn't a set and forget process. It's all about testing, gathering data, measuring, optimizing based on the data. So it's a continuous optimization flow. And I think that when we nail or at least move forward with a better process for grading the agentic workflow we can get better results. My next tests are going to be with a scale of 1 to 7, because I think this might be the sweet spot. We'll see what are the results that this would yield and what would be the difference between a scale of 1 to 7 to a scale of 1 to 5 and a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Obviously open to criticism and your comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep on automating.